Round two. Let's begin. Round two has begun, and this time I have brought in some special guests with me. We got our Lunabear, we got our Bazooka, and we've got our Sonic. Say hi, guys.
Yo.
So they were.
I never finished that DLC.
What's that?
Oh, no, I'm gonna do Chiba's.
And earlier in the chat themselves, while I was doing all this raging, and after I got done with the stream, we had more incidents pop up, and it was like, wow, come on! And the saddest part is that there were people who had actually been watching that still managed to screw up, and it was like, how could you possibly screw up while after hearing what I've said, and not comprehend that you may have been part of this problem. You know, I don't get people. I really don't. And as a result, a server lost pretty much one of their main RP sections over stupid shit that people couldn't just follow the rules. I mean, were we justified? I think we were. Don't you guys think we were?
Yeah.
And then the whining came afterwards, of course. Why is it gone?
Yeah.
Why is it
right
gone?
After the chat was deleted, then next thing you know, we get a couple DMs. Then we get, people saying like, oh, why this shouldn't be, deleted. We can get a second chance. Just like, yeah. We did have this incident before, like last year, technically. We did have the RP chat, of course. Then there was people, again, breaking rules, incidents, and all that. So then we had enough with it, or at least me back then, I wasn't. But of course, they deleted it. Then they gave them a second chance. But then that second chance just downfalled, and well, we deleted it yet again.
People were pulling the innocent card where they were part of the problem, but they pretended that they weren't and that they were listening. And people turn around being hypocrites to other people, like, oh, you can't do this to me, even though I did this to other people.
And it just like a lot of these. I feel bad for the ones. Well, I feel bad for the ones that weren't doing anything wrong. Don't get me wrong. I don't get any pleasure from ever having to kick people out of servers or taking away roles or anything like that. Hello, my Ray. This is our Ray. She's joining us. She goes by Le Turd Bucket.
Le Turd Bucket.
Le Turd Bucket. We're talking about RPing, but I do feel bad that innocent ones who are actually following the rules got punished for this, but when you have too many people not following the rules, abusing the rules, being disrespectful, what did you think that was going to happen? You know? And unfortunately, in order to make a good omelet, you gotta break eggs. And unfortunately, that's what has to happen. If you want to fix a problem, you got to get rid of one problem to try to work it out with another. And there's another RP server in there, but everybody's going to want to hide from it because it's para, and they're going to expect them to type more than 3 sentences. So they're either going to RP in there in the para section, sneak into the other person's personal space who is going to lose her mind, or they're going to leave. And that's whatever they want to do. If they want an RP server where there's no rules and they can act stupid, the three of you, Ray's not part of the other one. The three of you know about one of the other servers and the problems they've had with people and rules because they couldn't stomach them in another server. And rules are there to be followed. Just because you can't stand it because you can't play a god character.
Right, they are.
Yeah, see? She gets it. I raged earlier, Rhea. You missed it. It was gorgeous. It was almost 2 hours long of...
Read it for me.
What's that?
But I'm sure you could repeat it. Right?
I probably could, or I could give you the link and you could just watch it, listen to it, whatever. It was beautiful. I managed to get on a full rant, but I didn't have anybody in with me. It was just me on a rage. And this time I decided, I'll get other people in with me and they can give their opinions and thoughts on this because, honest to God, they've seen this stuff too. They've been around and seen this crap before. You've seen this crap before. Little whiny kids.
What crap is it?
Little whiny kids that don't want to follow rules. Hello, King Foxy.
With those.
I mean, I love RPing as much as the next, and I really feel bad that people had to lose the RP section, but it is what it is.
It just seems like school opportunities all over again. If one person messes up, then everyone gets punished. That's like for me, like I really do love RP, and this just like takes me back to like those types of schools that like, oh, you get this opportunity. If someone messes up, then it's all over. That's what it just seems like right now. It just seems like it only takes a couple of people to screw up one whole big thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it's sad, people who love doing this, especially me, and then it's just those people who just have to ruin everything. That just takes me back to the like elementary school days. Because, like, I remember I've always had those types of opportunities, and then, of course, they get ruined. That's just, it's sad.
It is. Well, King Foxy, we're sitting here, and we're having a little rage session. What was that, Ray?
I mean, they are.
The many will always suffer for the actions of the few.
Unfortunately, that is true. We're just having a little impromptu rage session. That's all. Having some fun.
Yeah. And like as I said before, like this was their second chance because as I said earlier, it's always been, kind of like this, but once that if someone hits that limit, then of course it's going to be deleted. So then, as I said, we gave them a second chance. Everything was smooth. I wouldn't say it was going, jolly great and all that. But of course, as I said, it always has to be those people that just makes everything go downhill.
Mm-hmm. It only takes one or two to ruin it. And that's the worst problem. And that what do I mean? King Foxy wants to know what we mean. Okay, so if you've got a whole big group of people there, Foxy, enjoying something, everybody's playing along, having a good time, and you've got a couple people over here that break the rules and ruin it for everybody, and so this thing gets taken away that everybody's been enjoying, that's what we're talking about. And right now it's around RP. It's around people ruining it for other people so that everyone suffers for it. And it's, people will focus the wrong attention the wrong way. Oh yeah, on Discord. People focus the attention the wrong way. They're going to look at the admins and the mods and be like, well, they shouldn't have done that. No, your fellow RPers shouldn't have screwed up. Because if they hadn't screwed up, we wouldn't be in this boat. We wouldn't be going through this right now. So if anybody
I just took a look at it. Oh God. Fuck.
What are you looking at?
I think Borderlands crashed too.
What?
Of what happened. I know, because I looked at what happened. we're not supposed to name anything, right? I'll just say this. I looked at what happens, and now I kind of have a headache, and now I wish I did a whole time just to look at it. Because now I want
It's
to
a
go
pain.
back.
It's a pain,
I want to
dude.
go back to play Borderlands. Damn it, it fucking crashed.
So
Can I give my honest opinion about all this?
Yeah. Give it.
Okay, so, I am very disappointed. And the fact that, of course, me, as I said, I love RP. And the fact that this got taken away only because a couple people, it's sad, it's very disappointing, and it's stupid. And also, I like how the fact that the person that we were ranting about, or at least Chris did on her last stream, the fact that he was there while she was ranting about him, and then somehow he didn't know that she was most likely talking about him. Next thing you know, he and a couple other people were causing this type of drama. I'm like, first of all, that is very stupid. Because if you know that you caused this, then you should know that she's talking about you and not someone else. Second of all, you didn't take her word of wisdom in good use. Because I think Chris said this earlier, like, you know, of course, you're gonna mess up. But if someone messes up that badly, then, of course, how do I say this? You're gonna get in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
So instead of taking the word of wisdom and like just saying, oh, I know what I've been doing wrong, I'm gonna try to, you know, redeem myself. Instead of doing that, you do the exact opposite. You do more stuff, you cause the same thing, or the same drama, I want to say, in that RP section.
Mm-hmm.
It is very, and I mean, but very disappointing that you didn't do that. It's very stupid also. And
Yeah.
I'm not the type of person who would say this. I'm pissed. And I am sorry. I
Oh,
am
no.
a very calm person. Like, I can be a very chill person, but if you get on my level, then yeah, you're like, this is me angry, pissed, and disappointed. I am never like this.
No, actually,
So-
you're pretty chill. So
Yeah.
for you to be this upset is a big deal, you know. And believe me, I understand
yeah, and
that.
I never really get upset at things. Like, even the smallest things, I don't get upset about. Like, yeah, I'll probably be a little bit, but that doesn't get to me. But the fact that this happened, and you could have easily, what's the word? I can't think of the word right now. Step away from that. It's disappointing. I am sorry. This is very disappointing.
So we've got Golden who's joined the chat now. Hi, Golden. Foxy, feel free to give a follow if you want. But Golden, earlier I ranted about roleplay.
Self-promotion.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. I'll slip that little self-promotion in there. Earlier, I ranted about roleplay and about people playing God characters, carbon copy with all the Gokus, all the Vegetas, all the cannons. Oh, thank you, Foxy. That was very nice. I just went on a huge rant. And then right after the stream was over with, I'm in the server, and it was just stupid. It was all really stupid shit that could have been avoided. People breaking rules. Bye, Foxy. Have a good night. It was just a bunch of BS. Well, then there was extra BS added on top of that. Well, I figured, you know what? These guys were joining me. We were all discussing this, and I thought, well, why not? Let's do another stream, and let's get some second opinions in here, because when I ranted the first time, I basically just, like, almost 2 hours of just laid everything on the line about what it was like when I first started RPing, because I've been around since online RPing first started. I've been through so many different kinds of chat servers, and I've seen all kinds of stuff, and compared to what it is now, like in Discord with the 1 or 2 lines versus what I went through, it's dying. It really is. And these kids seem to think that para RPing is why our role playing was dying. When it's all honesty, it's the unimaginative. It's the lack of creativity. It's the laziness. It's like half these people, and I'm not knocking everybody when I say this. I understand some people have difficulty with spelling. Some people have those disabilities, but if you're just being lazy and you just don't want to learn to spell right, I swear half these people can't even pass the 2nd grade spelling bee, and they're supposed to be teenagers. That makes me really sad. And I went over the rules. I went over basic rules that have never really changed since I started RPing. And a lot of them are, the really funny thing is a lot of them come from tabletop. A lot of them have altered ever so slightly to be adjusted for online from tabletop. So they've never really, like, they never really were like, oh, like, we're just going to create rules left and right. It was something that was just, it was just known. If you were an RPer, a D&D'er, you just knew, common sense, these were the rules. And you got people nowadays who sit there and they just flaunt them. And we got people that, even though the rules in one server say you can't, lack of creative writing, or in the point of just general chatter, pretty much that. We've got rules that say you cannot make a god character, but we've got a god character or 2 in there. We've got people who think that they can magically wake up one morning and be ascended with a god dragon of stupid proportions. We got people who just come out of nowhere and they're like, I was born a god. No. Gods aren't born. If you want to pull into the Saiyan thing, there's only a small handful of Saiyans over here. What makes your Saiyan? How did your Saiyan even come to existence if all these Saiyans were dead and only these ones were here? There's no creativity. There's nobody creating their own character. They're carbon copy pasting.
You're not wondering about the games.
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't. People ask me, how come you don't RP? Well, first off, I have a god character. God character that, as I said earlier in my first stream, I created her when I was 7. I'm going to be 45. I've had her over 38 years. I've put my blood, sweat, tears, heart, soul, everything into her. And when she was ascended, it wasn't even by my choice. It was 2 of my friends' deal. And I literally made sacrifices to make her that. And I said, well, now that she's a god, I shouldn't play her. Because my brain went, nobody wants to play with a god character. The only good a god character is to help sway a storyline towards a certain direction. That's about all they're good for. Because they're too stupidly overpowered. And I'll even admit that. Curse of Raelinix is too stupidly overpowered. But everybody knows me as Cursa, so I can't really just her off to the shelf. Because I just can't. But I can limit how much I RP her. But then you got these kids that come in and they think after 3 days of making this little piss poor example of a character, suddenly the 4th morning they wake up and my character's a god now, and I'm sitting there going, how?
No. What? No.
How? Explain.
Actually, what kind of training did you get? What kind of what kind of adventure did you go on to get that power? Because in the case of Kratos from God of War, he killed. Well, actually, no. From 1 to 2, he killed like countless people, and then killed Ares himself in order to become the new God of War. Until the sword of Olympus was stabbed through him, and then he lost all that power. But even still, he was still strong enough to take out the rest of the Greek gods and killed Zeus himself. And then everyone thought he died at the end of 3, but then the 4th game came out, obviously, and blah, 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 blah. But still, he earned that. You go through his adventure of vengeance and actually gain the power of a god.
Right.
Granted, you lose it, but hey, at least you actually worked up to that point.
But okay, so like if you use it
worked up to that point. That's the key thing.
So if you use the perspective of a video game, okay, if you use the perspective of a video game, if you've got one of the really good video games out there, how long does it take you to beat it? Do you just beat it overnight? Do you beat it after 2 days?
A while.
Exactly.
No, a while.
Exactly. So how is it these people think that they can suddenly go on this? If they do go on this little RP to try to make this happen, how is it that they think after 1 or 2 RPs suddenly they obtain everything that they can and they're so ungodly powered?
That would be entitlement.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. A lot of it.
I can remember days of before I was even, because I kind of grew up with the school of old because my parents didn't let me have access to the internet to be online to RP. I can remember a specific journal.
The school of old, dude.
7 friends, and we would take home each night and fill up pages and pages and pages of just role play. So like,
Young Adventures.
Yeah, go ahead and drop that, Golden.
Like,
let us know. No, go ahead, Rhea.
Oh, but no, it's I could see somebody wanting to have a god character, even if it's only after a couple days, but not when it's clearly stated in the rules or whatever. Like for you, Kerserelix, like the only time I've ever even seen you use her, because I know that I'm not as active anymore with roleplay. I've either been in the groups and I've watched, because typically I'm more of a reader anymore than I am a writer. So, like, anytime you've used any characters, or even if it is her, you don't, just completely OP everybody the fuck else and act like a fool.
No,
Typically,
I don't.
Yours is more just like, and now, like, yours is kind of like OOC, or just like, for when you're on IMU, or this happens to, be kind of like the mom figure to every, because it's not, people just... What are we doing nowadays?
I very rarely ever use her as a... very rarely ever pull her into god form, okay? Ever since she's attained godhood, I've maybe gone god with her a total of 6 times since 2007. That's 6 times since 2007. And people were just like, whoa, when your character comes in, I know she's a god. No, bullshit, you don't know she's a god. When she comes in, if she's in her human form, she does not pass off as a dragon, she does not pass off as a god. You can't tell that shit about her. And people just...
It's like a nice lady.
Yeah, that she comes off as this little short thing of fiery red hair and sass. And that's exactly how I like her.
It's because they're intimidated.
They should be. I'm waiting to see what Golden's...
like roleplay, but like...
I'm waiting to see what Golden types up.
Real life experience.
I'm waiting to see what Golden types up, because she's got a random theory here, and I like it when people give random theories, but no, I can vouch, I can say that Rhea's right. I don't really play her much. I honestly think it's based off of the success of character channels, like the algorithm that takes kids to well-known character and expects to ask questions specifically to them. They disregard the person behind it. My problem, Golden, is that if I go into a chat room for, like, DBZ, and there's, like, 3 Gokus there, and the only difference is the typist, they're all Ultra Instinct and saying God and all, and oh my God, nobody has any originality. Why is there 3 Gokus?
No.
Why are they all super stupid powered? Why? And not a single one of them will back down from it. They'll just be like, "Well, I was here first. Well, no, I'm playing Goku. I've had it longer." It's basically a dick measuring contest of who's had him longer to find out who's going to keep him in there and who's not. Really, it seriously is. I have seen that. I have seen it. It's ridiculously stupid.
Man, you know what I'd love to see?
What's that?
I'd love to see anybody that thinks that they can just, go full God mode after 2 to 3 days. Honestly, I don't know if a lot of them are still active or if they are. I haven't found any. But do you remember on IMVU how they used to have the like super para RPers like for different like battles and stuff like that? Always like you enter and you're automatically in full on para RP mode. You have to enter with at least a full paragraph and like all these requirements and shit like that you have to meet. Like I'd love to see.
Oh, these kids would never be able to do that. These kids nowadays would never be able to do that.
Playing a dangerous game.
Those poor kids would pass out.
But Lauren, when you think about some of the I used to ask the owners and stuff because while I'm decent with detail, I'm not the best, and I will gladly admit that any day. I used to ask the owners if I could just sit in if it wasn't too busy just to read.
Yeah.
And Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I know earlier.
It's
I know earlier I mentioned the 13-year-long RP that I've been in, and Ray has actually come in. I believe it was the Vampire Church Dracula Castle that you've come into and watched.
Yeah.
Okay. She can tell you how we write. If these kids were to see this, it would blow their minds.
Well, my thing is, it's always like for me, like what makes a very very good RP, just to read anything like this, is the fact that it's superbly creative, and like anytime I've sat in on that, at the very least, it's like. Even though there are several different, typists or writers or, RPers, whatever you want to call them, it's always, like, very nicely synonymous. So you still feel like you're within the same scope of storyline while, adding in the talents, from the amount of detail to, just what goes on in the story, the twists, the turns, the shocking stuff, because everybody always wants to be nowadays so highly overpowered, nothing bad ever happens to them. There's no depth to it.
No.
Like when I'm reading, like I want to have my heart fucking wrenched out because the heroine or the hero is fucking, or the underdog is like inches from death, having to crawl by their nails and teeth up a fucking mountain and taking on these unendurable quests and. Shit like that is what gets my attention. I don't like, the fact that everybody's just, oh yeah, I can beat anybody, do anything, and be everything, when in reality, like, the thing that makes a character to me isn't the amount of power that they have, it's the amount of, what emotional can you inspire in somebody if you were to sit down and actually read this. It's just like, you're right about it, Chris, there's no creativity anymore.
No,
it's like
it's heartbreaking. Well, I said it earlier that anyone who wanted to dispute me on this, I challenge them to go into a lot of these roleplay chats and just read these one two liner posts. Go scroll up a little ways, like get right into the depth of it. And then just start reading and start like really really focusing on what they're saying and noticing how they're not actioning half their stuff, and there's really no detail, and it you get sick of reading it after like 30. For me, it's 30 seconds. 30 seconds is my limit, because then I'm just like, I can't do this. I can't. And for me, I'm a hardcore RPer, but I can alter myself. Like, I've been doing a little bit of altering down to just a couple of lines, and I can't do it. Whew, sorry. I can't do it, you know. I can do it for like off and on a couple days, but then I start losing interest. I start wandering away from it. I start feeling bad because I really want to put in a beautiful paragraph, but I know the moment I put in that beautiful paragraph, someone's going to go, looks up.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, and I'm sitting there going, more! Give me more! Oh, I'm a little scared, but now I'm not really scared, because as soon as my dragon comes into view, my character can do that, or I can do that too. What? No, you can't, because it's not on your goddamn profile, and I'm calling your fucking bullshit right now. Ain't happening.
Oh, I love it.
It's just, oh my god. I just wish people used their brain. It's like, and like I said a little bit ago, these kids with these little 1 to 4 words, 1 sentence RP posts are trying to tell me that my style of para-RPing is the reason why RP is dying. It's like, no, because you're making all of us old schoolers look at this crap and just shake our heads because we see it dying. Oh yeah, Platons and Visi both can match para with me. They can. I know there's a couple over in the Panda server that can. Yeah.
There will be some times where I could, but I have been working on like paragraph copies for a while now. But yeah, there would be occasionally that I would like kind of step into paragraph RP.
All right, talk to you later, Golden. Have a good night at work.
Bye, Golden.
Everybody say goodbye, Golden.
Also, I would like to say something else.
What's that?
Bye, Golden.
Bye, have a good time.
I would also like to rant about something else.
Go for it. Go for it.
So, shit, I think I forgot what I was about to say. Right when I'm about to rant, I forget stuff. Shit, what was I about to say? I swear, I was gonna say something.
I've got a grievous wound.
Give me a minute.
Give you a minute?
Give me a minute. I gotta...
Oh no, grievous wound time.
That's what I was gonna say.
No, I'm just honest to God. I get so tired of the, and I'm telling you, Ray. I'll send you the link so you can sit back and just kind of background noise my last rant. I was very passionate through it. I actually was kind of yelling a little bit through it because I was mad. I really was, because at the time.
The rant if you're not yelling.
Oh no! I mean, I was on full. I wasn't on full rage mode like I sometimes get. Like sometimes you guys have heard me, and just VC you guys have heard me. But
I got it.
Oh, you got it? Go for it. The floor is yours, lady.
Yes, it took me a while. So Chris did mention this earlier in the last stream about canon characters and RP. Now, this is directly as my opinion. It's not known as a fact, okay? Because I know how. Anyways.
Oh my.
I know. That's how pissed I am about all this. That's how pissed I am. And you never really see me pissed. But anyways, when it comes to canon characters, I don't mind it. Just as long as they're using the characters out, making it as OP as it already is. And like as long as there isn't multiple canon characters at once, like kind of what Chris was saying about the three Gokus and all that, I'm fine with canon characters as long as it's not like that. I don't like it when they're like, I don't, how do I say this? I don't like how people make the canon characters OP as they already are. I just like, old fashioned canon. Like, I don't like it when they have new abilities
that haven't been established yet.
Yeah. So like non-canon forms, I guess, if you want to put it in that way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm fine with GT, because GT, I'm fine with that, but it's just, I just hate the fact that people use canon characters just so that they can put it, yeah, because they use it incorrectly, like, it gets on my nerves. Yes, there are people who use it correctly, and I respect that, that's why I like RP with them. But if people can use canon characters incorrectly, it gets on my nerves.
And for me, it's when they use, aside from canon characters, when you use actual established canonity incorrectly, especially if it's not with the same universe. Like, seriously, how the hell are you using that outside of that respective universe? Like, you shouldn't be able to at all.
There are so many servers that do crossover animes. Like, for example, this is a very big one, Dragon Ball and Naruto. Like, with the canon characters, it's like, I mean, with crossover anime, it's kind of hard doing crossover anime because in animes, different abilities, and they're just different. And it's kind of hard, or in my opinion, it's kind of hard doing crossover anime. So sometimes it does get on my nerves with that, but if it's like smooth, then I'm like, okay. But that's directly in my
It's like, if you can make it work, but still.
Exactly.
I'm all for when people want to be creative, especially when it comes to crossing over stuff, because it really, for me, like, so long as the parameters of, the role player set forward and people are meeting them, and especially when it comes to cross, excuse me, I have the hiccup.
That's all right.
But it's like, and what you're talking about, like repeat characters and stuff like that, it also kind of grinds my gears too, because it's like, if you're not gonna at least keep to the anime or game or whatever it might be itself, ooh,
that's good.
Then what's sorry, what's the point? Like, it's almost like there isn't a point. People just don't, like, they don't want to take the time anymore.
Well, hi there, Cell.
Hey.
Also, I want to say another thing. I am never this pissed. But if I am this pissed, then, don't mess with me. Because, like, I've never felt this mad in a long time. Like, that's how pissed I am all about this. Like, what Chris said earlier, I'm a very chill person. It's kind of hard getting me on the wrong side, but this has gone through me. Like, that's how... that's how angry I am. I'm angry.
I'm angry. Listen to my voice. I'm angry.
Angry.
Donkey.
Angry.
How are you tonight, Cell?
I'm adorably angry.
Angry.
Right.
Layers.
Layers. I'm
bored,
layers. I'm so angry.
Did you come in to listen to the rap?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, here it is, man.
Come in here.
We have the stream going on.
For those who are watching, that's just
You know, I had a bigger stream earlier. I had a bigger stream earlier.
Chris, you should send me that. So
Oh, I will. Give me a
so I
second.
can consume the Lunabear.
I'm telling you, it was downright vicious earlier. I was just not nice to anything. I was a dick.
Did you explain what happened?
I didn't really explain so much of what I was going through. I just was. Well, yeah, actually, I did. When I went off on my rant earlier, I basically went from everything that I went through when I first started D&D with Cursa on tabletop, because when she was a taboo dragon, she wasn't supposed to be being used. And then when I moved from D&D to online, when the internet first really started kicking off, and I came on to online, I had to learn all the rules, what came with RPing online, and because we were still, you got to remember when we were online, we were the forerunners. We were the ones that laid the foundation for what RP has been, and we're the ones that would help make the rules so that people could be would come in and be able to be happy to be there and want to actually RP. And now it's you look at this stuff now, and it's what the hell, man? What happened? What the hell happened?
What happened to the old good old days?
Exactly.
Everything's just going down there.
It is. It's
just.
I liked RP until it killed it. Until that one person killed it.
Well,
it's like school. You have an opportunity. Next thing you know, there's always that one kid who always has to ruin everything. Next thing you know, it's gone. Your opportunities are gone. Of course, your classmates are gonna be fucking pissed at you. That's what it is right now. It's just a couple of people decided to keep doing this. Next thing you know, it has grave consequences, and then it's gone. And of course, people are gonna be pissed and sad about it, because there is a lot of people in that server who love RP, especially me and a couple other people. It's sad, disappointing, and again, stupid.
like I said, I feel bad that the many had to be punished, but in a server that large, it is way too hard to go nitpicking through and finding everyone who's breaking the rules. It was just easier to delete out the problem. Just right there, gone. And unfortunately, the innocent had to suffer too. Unfortunately, that has to happen sometimes for everyone to understand that people cannot break these rules. These rules are not here for decoration.
My.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours. It's almost 2 hours. Be prepared.
Oh God.
It's that kind of thing you want to just lay in the bathtub in nice hot soaking water and just listen to and be like, yeah, she's got a good point. Yeah, she's got a very good point.
You know, I scrubbed my bathtub yesterday, so I'm gonna just do that.
Yeah, nice hot soaky bath, bubbles. Ooh, there you go. See, she knows about them me days where you gotta have a nice hot soaking tub.
About something else.
What's that?
I would like to learn about something else. I looked so much to learn about. So, if apparently the mods, admins, head admins, whoever it is, if they're supposedly not doing their job as looking around the RP to see if everything's alright, you are completely mother flipping wrong. Because, as you know, all of us have lives out of Discord, especially RP. So the fact that you have to say that we're not doing our job, meanwhile you can definitely see that, oh, we're supposedly not getting this person who are breaking the rules, because how many times have we had to do this? Technically 2 times.
A couple times.
And the fact that you said that we're not doing our jobs, yeah, double times, and the fact that you're saying that we're not doing our jobs, sir, you're gonna have to get an eye check and ear check. Hell, get everything checked out. Because we're doing our job. Like, have you seen the amount of times we have to go in there and to tell the person who is calling this, hey, we need you to don't do this or that. I'm just pissed. Because the fact that they're saying that we're not doing our jobs, I'm furious. Because, again, we have lives outside of Discord that are more important than this. This could have been easily resolved. But no, it didn't. Instead, it had to go one step further. Next thing you know, this will happen. It's stupid. And the fact that, I'm sorry, that I have to keep constantly repeating myself. I'm sorry about that. I know most of y'all are probably annoyed.
Not really.
But it's frustrating.
No.
I'm currently trying not to laugh at.
Yeah, she's trying not to laugh or anything. Hello, Aman. Our Aman has joined us.
I'm sorry. I'm just pissed.
Hello.
I'm just. I've never been this pissed in all my life. You're talking to the person who is a very chill person, who doesn't really mind all this, or not all this, but doesn't really, care about this. You're talking to the person that, as I said before, this is my piss side, my frustration side. That's how you know I'm angry and pissed and disappointed. And I'm trying so hard not to drop the F-bomb.
You want me to say it for you?
Well, it's always funny when you do it anyway, so.
Please do.
That's true, but it's like, if it's not, it's like, I'll save you. I'll save you. Fucking minds.
Okay, I'll say. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. There's a lot of things that are fucking stupid.
I need to get that out of my system.
There's a lot of fucking stupid things that have been happening lately. Like last night with the 14-year-old, the other day with the idiot's almost 17-year-old. Just, I don't know if this is supposed to be how the whole year of 2021 is going to be going on with just dealing with stupid crap, which I'm really hoping not. Mm-hmm. But it seems like it's almost like it's breeding, because with COVID and everything, it's really been becoming a more noticeable, more obnoxious thing. I don't know if you guys have noticed that too, but I've definitely noticed all this toxin, it seems like. Get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it's all these people are coming out of nowhere, and it's like they seem like they're cool at first, and then all of a sudden the toxicity level just goes through the roof. Oh my god, I'm yawning. But it's
I'm yawning as well.
Yeah,
But that 14-year-old incident kind of pissed me off as well, if I'm being honest.
I knew his little stupid ass was still with that 18-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Chris, I love you so much.
I know you do.
Like the 8th F-bomb.
I know. I said in the beginning of that stream that I was not going to use the F-bomb. I tried really hard not to use it, and then all of a sudden my rage got the better of me, and I just started dropping them. I'm so sorry. I'm such a failure. And I think that's why
it's cracking me the fuck up.
I failed so hard because it was like the middle of the day. Okay, so here's my thing. In the middle of the daytime, I really want to do streams without so much of the swearing, without so much of the F-bombs. But when I get upset enough like that, where something really hits home for me, and and I'm a passionate person about things, and something like that, I've always been real big on RP. I've always, like I said, I'm one of those people that were part of that founding online experience that opened it up for everybody. For me, it's like, for me to see what it is now and what people think of it, and these kids, how they're treating it, it's like a knife. It's like a knife in my side, and I'm using every single curse word I can think of because it hurts. It really does. Because if I could go back to the 90s when it first really started, and I could tell my younger self anything, it would be, whatever happens in the future, push on the para. Because otherwise, it's going to slide right down to 1 or 2 lines and it's going to die. Because after MSN groups and everything, we just started losing people, and there's plenty of us who have had great jobs where we'll balance our jobs with our home life and with getting in and doing some serious RP time, and we can do it, so it's not like it's impossible. But then you get these little kids come on here, spend an entire day, and then afterwards you're like, I'm bored. That was boring. I'm just going to go to Powers Up. No! Please, no! Please stop that!
Wow.
I made a beautiful big paragraph today for an RP, and all I got was, looks up. And I went, no, please don't. Actually, was it looks up? Hang on. I'm going to go back and look at this really quick. I'm going to read it just as it was. I made this beautiful paragraph about Cursa coming in, big old wings, just, she's in dragon form. And it's a beautiful paragraph. It's a beautiful paragraph of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences, but it's a beautiful little paragraph. And one of them was like, whoa, and then actions feels the booms, and then the other one's like, what's that? And I'm like,
what the?
I'm like, no. And then my dragon comes into view in a beautiful, beautiful paragraph about what she looks like and everything. And they're like, okay, I think I'm starting to get a little scared. Not really scary. Oh, I'm not really scared, just amazed. Okay. You don't know if I see such a big dragon. It's coming this way. True, drinks coffee. That's a pretty looking dragon. Laughs. Where'd it go? Yeah, just... No! I gave you guys 2 gorgeous... I gave 2 really nice paragraphs. I gave them description. I gave them something to work with. And what do they give me? Bullshit. Absolute
Drinks
fucking...
coffee.
They basically just sat down on my paragraph and shat on it. And I just kind of sat back and went, okay, fine. Suddenly the dragon vanishes. And they went, where'd it go? What the hell? Continues drinking coffee. And then the one guy's like, well, someone transformed, one explanation would be someone transformed the dragon, now transformed back. I don't know many that can do it. And then he's like, what? I can do that. Just not as big, too young for that. Not every dragon possesses the ability to polymorph. That is an extremely advanced spell. And you get these people that come out of nowhere and go, I'm playing a dragon, it can turn into a human. No, you gotta be able to explain why it can do it. Because unless you're like one of the specifics that can actually do it, your dragon can't. Because what he is, it's can't.
A case-by-case basis.
I've read his profile. He's full of shit.
I feel like a lot of that. I feel like a lot of that also stems from the fact that, you know, a lot of the people, a lot of the younger crowd that RPs nowadays, probably all, like, they didn't have the background that comes along with, you know, because I recall very, very vividly, you know, when it comes to, say, like, D&D, and when you're getting deep into roleplay and stuff like that, you have to have so many different parameters, not only for, you know, just your physical being, but your, you know, your magical aptitude, your spirit, it's just all these different details, all this different, you know, knowledge that you have to have. But it's just like people don't want to take the time to learn it anymore because they think it's boring.
Well, that's
when, in fact, you know, for me, the devil is in the detail. So it's like, instead, it's just, oh, I'm just going to be crazy, OP, magical, woo, look at me.
Well,
when they don't even understand the basis of, you know, the shit that goes into it.
Well, when you're listening to that previous stream, I do go into detail about the whole thing about being a dragon and the bullshit that people don't seem to understand, that there's so much shit that comes with suddenly being a dragon. And, you know, it infuriates me because they think that suddenly they can just be a dragon, they can just fly, they can just attack like a dragon, they can do whatever like a dragon. It's like, no, you don't understand. You've suddenly got new appendages. You're walking on 4 legs. You're not walking around on 2. That whole bullshit with how to train your dragon when Toothless is up on 2 legs and walking around, that's bullshit. They can't do it. Their legs aren't set up like that.
That's to amuse children.
It's nice that it's amusing children, but at the same time, it's giving more people the wrong idea. I can name you a couple people. I can name you a couple of people.
Unless you're specifically role-playing that storyline or that world, why?
I don't
because
know.
They like the look of the dragon. They like the look of the dragon. Even though schematically that's not possible for it to look like that. Dragons aren't they don't look like little cat. They don't, like in Dragonheart, they don't look like Cheshire cats in the face. Okay? Now, if you look at Dragonheart, the bodywork, everything from the neck down. The neck all the way to the tail, how he walked, how he flew, how he twisted in air, how he, you know, the breathing fire was kind of really questionable because it really wasn't accurate enough. But everything from the neck down and with the scales and everything like that was pretty darn good. They did a really good job on that because when it's a whole different ballpark when you're talking about working the body of a dragon, because suddenly you've got not only your front legs and your back legs, suddenly you got a set of wings, and those act like another set of arms on you. You've also got a tail suddenly behind you. That's your rudder, that if you don't work that thing right, you're crashing straight into the ground. And if you crash into the ground, you can snap your neck real easily. Your underbelly is really soft, so you can rip that thing wide open and die. You can snap your own back. You can snap your own wings so where you can't get in the air. And a dragon that is crushed like that can suffocate easily. Even though the bones are like bird bones where they're hollowed out, all that weight. And that's why it boggles my mind when people are like, oh, my dragon is 6,500 feet long, and I'm sitting there going, the fuck it is! You're talking about a dragon that's logically impossible. You're talking about, like, they're like, well, I'm as big as Shenron. Shenron is a mile-long snake, okay? Let's get real here. That's just the regular Shenron, all right? We're not talking about the gold one that's universal stupid size that some people think they have to have as their god dragon. Oh, my God. No.
You know, honestly, like, I feel like I would be intimidated trying to even attempt to RP a dragon that can even shift back and forth from a human form. If I were to even want to try to roleplay a dragon, which I would absolutely love to, honestly, I'd probably start off with a fucking hatchling.
Yeah, and that's
not only just because of the amount of detail that you have to go into. One of my favorite book series, actually. Now, it's not exactly dragons. It deals with they're basically the storyline. There's 5 different planes, and one of the planes has these demons, and you can use certain magics when you go back and forth across the planes to make glamours or skins for yourself. And it goes into such detail for the heroine of the story, because it's kind of a harem romance, which I'm kind of stupid, but the author goes into this great detail because they have to make her a demon skin, and she has to learn how to walk with a tail, with wings, with horns, with all this, all of the balance in her body has been switched over. Not to mention, God forbid, when they started teaching her how to fucking fly, she had to go through so many just strengthening muscles lessons, just because she was starting what should have been learned as a young didn't start learning until an adulthood, and you're trying to function, and it's you're still functioning on a human level when you've got all this extra. And pure instinct is not just you're not a fucking bird, you're not gonna fall out of a tree and all of a sudden be able to fly.
Exactly. And that's what I tried to impress on this one person who wanted to be a god ascended or a dragon god ascended person. I told them, if they're gonna RP with me, this is what I'm gonna do. And Cursa turned them into a baby dragon, and basically nullified all their abilities so that they could be forced to learn how to be a dragon, and he had a fit about it, and I wiped my hands clean of him. It was a big mess, but after it was all said and done, he managed to come back. He's back in here now. He came back last night. Hi, Bazooka, welcome back. It's just, there's a reason I do things the way I do in RP. Because I understand all this, and if you want to learn to be something, you can't just expect to be able to master it all in one RP. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work in real life like that. It takes years upon years to master things. And even then, you might not always get it right. And anytime I do Dragon RPs, I usually prefer people start off as hatchlings. And hatchlings grow fast. They really do. It's just that people don't comprehend that you have to crawl before you can walk, and before you can fly, you have to learn to walk. If you just try to go from slithering out of your shell and falling into the dirt to trying to flap your wings and take off in flight, you're just gonna crash yourself and probably kill yourself. But apparently, when we try to do things my way, I'm taking over people, and I'm trying to ruin their OCs, and it's no. First off, I gave you the forewarning this was going to happen. Second, I explained to you why this happened, and you said it was fine, and then you went and turned on me by going behind my back and telling people that I was trying to take control of your character. No, I'm trying to get you to where you want to be, but you don't get to be that in just 2 fucking RPs. It's not working like that. I'm not doing it like that, and I washed my hands. I just went, I'm done with you. Goodbye. Poink. Right out of the server. Kicked him right out. And then last night he cried to me. He's like, Can I please come back? And he showed me what a mutual friend of ours helped him with, and I sat there and I read it about his god ascension, because somehow he still managed to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm reading it, and I'm sitting there shaking my head, and I'm going, that's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, it doesn't work like that. And all I could put after I read everything was ... size ... And he's like, I don't think I like that. And I went, No, you shouldn't like that. Because, honest to God,
No shit, Sherlock.
I sat there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill both of them, actually.
The funny thing is, when you try to refute it with actual logic and information, the fact that people will let it slide, that makes me so pissed off. It's like, so, really? You're just gonna let it slide like that? Or, fuck it.
The problem that I really had was it was a person
right.
who was not familiar with dragons trying to take an easy route to give somebody else something that they didn't earn. And that's exactly what it was. If you don't earn this, you don't deserve this. It's been the same rules as it's always been, and in order to ascend in any form, ascension to God or ascension to God Dragon, you still have to have either one greater god or two lesser gods to ascend you. You can't just do it because a dragon said, oh, well, here's my power, and here's my spirit, and here's my soul. It doesn't work like that. Does not work like that. No dragon's gonna do that. I don't give a fuck what you think you know. I have been playing dragons long before they were ever allowed to even be considered playable by D&D standards. I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I don't know nothing, apparently. I don't know nothing. I didn't help lay any of the groundwork for dragons, and I certainly don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so fuck me, right? Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel when I see people go behind my back and lie to me and still do it. Even after I told them, you can't do this until... Okay. I tell people you can't do this until it actually goes into effect, and then you can run around in all your little servers and tell everybody how you're suddenly a god dragon, because when you're bouncing if you're using the exact same character in different servers, it's basically universe, regardless of how it works. What you are in one is what you are in another. You suddenly are not this in some other universe. It doesn't.
Yeah, especially
it just doesn't work.
Especially something you do know, and you took time to actually go through the information. See some asshole would come in like, "Oh, I have so." Like, yeah, how the fuck did you get it exactly? Can you explain that?
Oh!
No, then you don't have it. Get the fuck out.
Oh, check it out! And it's the person we're talking about is in chat.
It's like, no, if you can't explain how you earned it, you don't have it. But to make you, we're not naming any names.
Yeah, no names.
Yeah, we're not naming names. Okay. All I'm gonna say is
like,
this is exactly why I keep wanting to just walk away.
He's the guy in gray. Don't say his name though.
If you can't explain it, run your shit. I'm about to take it away.
I thought that certain individual was in your Twitch chat. I'm like, oh god.
No.
Oh, okay. If
it's just raised back. Holy crap!
The ball was calling.
You might want to turn your mic down there, sis.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You seem to be doing the echoes.
Hold on. I always have to adjust the settings on this stupid thing.
Yeah, I have to a lot myself.
Oh, so I just got word from my school, or the district of our school. They're debating if there shall be school for Wednesday and Thursday. I'm like...
Just do it online.
The thing is, I live in Texas. Just remember that. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was referring to your. Yeah, that was to your state. Just do it online.
Yeah. Remember all those big power outages we had? Yeah, there's still a couple. There's still a lot of people who
that's
are.
Right.
So
invest in generators.
But we heard like y'all probably know because I think I told at least Chris. I'm not so sure about the rest of y'all, but the reason why or I haven't been going to school was one that storm. Today and tomorrow I did not have or I'm not gonna have school due to a couple of damages in our city, and actually my little sister's school has actually been damaged from the winter storm. So they're debating if there should be school on Wednesday and Thursday because, like I said earlier, there are still a couple power outages. But yeah, they're still debating which.
Speaking of that, I saw a deal earlier about a woman who actually used to work for one of the major electric companies down in Texas. They basically said that the power outages or the rolling blackouts were not due to the weather.
Yeah, it wasn't with the weather. It's something about Texas doing. Yeah, it was about Texas not doing something that caused all this, and I really don't.
Well, see,
faulty systems.
basically what it was she come forward and said that the electric companies there basically they pre-purchase all the electricity that's going to be used for the year. And seeing as how Texas is typically hotter than Satan's nutsack,
yeah,
they save all of the energy for the summer months because Texas winters are typically mild.
Yeah.
Well, the companies, because they didn't purchase anything and it costs them millions and millions of dollars to have to buy anything extra over what they've already purchased, have basically just been letting people think blackouts due to weather, due to whatever else, and are letting people go without power in the cold just because they don't want to have to fork over the money to buy the extra power that would be needed in order to make sure that people have power through the outage.
Yeah, I heard 11-year-old boy down there froze to death.
That's one.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of shit. It's messed up.
Yeah, so we're a good thing, with all this happening. I really don't know. I honestly don't know anymore because it's just I've been at school for almost a week, and with these 2 extra days, that's a week, and I don't know how many halves. And the fact that we only have 3 more weeks and we barely had any school time this year, or this month, I should say, not this year.
Oh, the due to you guys what they did with me back when I was in high school for basically we're off for top.
No, because I'm going to Denton, whatever the frick that country or whatever that city's called. I'm going there for a whole week. And if I have to goddamn cancel that, I am gonna be.
Actually, I don't remember.
Because there is no way I am canceling that trip.
Okay. I meant 2020.
Okay. I just found something.
Oh, what you found?
Okay, so remember we were talking about that gold Shenron?
Yeah.
Do you remember I said he was insanely stupid huge? Do you know how long he really is?
How long is he?
57 billion light years in miles. 363 sextillion miles long, and in feet, he's over 5 septillion feet in length.
Okay, first of all, you wouldn't even be able to stand in front of the motherfucker.
Like, we'll just be over the top. What the I hate people.
Yeah.
Mine. Oh wait, no, we still had a spring break. Never mind.
I'm gonna end up rewriting rules.
No, I refuse to accept that.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, today on people, because we just talk about people, how stupid people can be.
I refuse. I refuse to accept the stupidity.
I know, and this,
I didn't say we
There's
accepted
no way.
it. I just said we're talking about it.
There's no way we've fallen this far.
we have fallen this goddamn far.
You just want to.
This breaks my heart.
It's all over with.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab another bowl of stroganoff. I'm
Oh,
gonna eat my feelings
wait,
about this.
wait, stroganoff. Oh,
Yeah, just stroganoff.
Yes, beef stroganoff.
Yeah, beef stroking off.
Ugh.
I can't stand it. It's usually got mushrooms.
Stroking off that fucking golden shinron makes them non-existent.
You're Mike, lady. Yeah, I thought that would be a fun, interesting thing to learn about. The golden shenron is that goddamn big. They even said he is incomprehensibly large in size. He's stupid large. Why would you even make a dragon like that? Why?
Ask the writers.
Because
The writer.
Japanese people.
That,
Oh,
bastard.
wait, hold on. Whoa.
The Japanese are very nice people.
the Japanese are. You know what? If I could ever travel to Japan, I would, because they have a awesome culture over there. If you've never really looked into it, check out their culture. They've got a really cool culture. They love food over there, and they have there's like so many different like street vendors and shops and everything that I would want to invade. They're so cultural over there that I would love to go just be able to experience that.
What I said wasn't a joke. There are panty vending machines in Japan.
You think that'd be a joke, but it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not.
They're so like the way they handle like sexuality is so bizarre. But then again, Japan usually lets loose on Sundays, so
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, think about this. Think about if our culture and our people acted more the way that some other countries do, like Japan, like what's another good one? Germany. I heard Swedish customs are really good too. I mean, think if our country actually had people that came together the way that those countries' peoples come together.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, see, you're one of them. You understand.
I'm one of those people.
I would love to visit.
Hello.
Hello.
I am the customer.
I would love to visit I would love to visit Japan, Australia, Ireland, Germany, Sweden.
Been in Japan. Japan is fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
Sorry for that word.
Japan would be like one of my first stops. Ireland definitely as my second or third stop. Germany. I would definitely love to see Sweden. I would definitely love to be able to. I know French people hate Americans, but I would still love to see some of the sights of France. I would love to visit Spain.
Hey.
I got a friend in Egypt.
Spain, you will love
I got a friend down in Egypt. I would love to go visit them.
Oh, you would love Spain. I've been there. Fantastic.
My grandfather, when my grandmother died, we thought we were going to lose my granddad, but he ended up getting with this lady that my grandparents had been friends with her and her husband. Well, her husband passed, my grandmother had passed, so my grandfather and her kind of hooked up, and she gave him kind of 13 and a half more years of life, which we were very thankful for. She's from Spain. So she's still got the Spanish, she's still got the accent, she still reverts back to the Spanish language. She's very deep in her culture. Whenever she would lose her cool with him, she'd lose her ability to speak any English and go straight into like cursing him out in Spanish. I was like, yeah, get him, Carmen, and she would go over there. And she's always told me how beautiful it is over there and all the really cool things that you get to see. I would love to go. I know they're not really humane, but I would love to go see one of the bullfights in the bullfighting rings. I think that would be like a really cool cultural thing to really see for yourself.
Maybe horrifying to watch.
Not really. I mean, we got slaughterhouses here that do a whole hell of a lot worse to animals. At least with the bullfighting arena, it's just one creature. It's man against bull, and when the bull is killed, it's basically the meat's. It's not like it's just killed and dumped off somewhere. It's actually the meat and everything's used. So, at least it's used. It's not just dumped in a field somewhere to rot. Greece would be a neat one to check out. Italy too. I would love to check out Italy. Gotta go and get my cannolis, authentic cannoli.
I heard that Italy's in a worse state, sadly.
What's that?
I would
That
not
Italy's,
visit Italy.
yeah, I was like Italy's in a worse state right now during the
Worse
pandemic.
state.
So,
Oh,
yeah,
no,
that's right.
I mean, like, see, I can't really travel unless the pandemic pretty much goes away, and even then, it has to be like.
No, but I meant like.
I wouldn't be able to travel until
It
after
is, like,
all
rough.
that. It would be nice to go see it, but if the pandemic stays around, I'm perfectly fine with just looking up sites, honestly. I'd rather go see it for myself and experience it, but what do? You can't really do anything because it's
Hey, Dom.
Hey Dom. It's just the way everything is right now. Welcome to the stream, Dom.
Let's say if I get
I didn't. Wait,
the privilege, I'm just gonna say if
I am.
I hope
who's?
I am.
if they no if I can allow myself, I would love to have Cursa visit my country. I would love to do that.
Oh, that would be cool.
Is it country Italy or?
No, it's Sweden. She said me.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sweden.
he's from Sweden.
Yes, I like if I had everything, like I said, I would love to her come to visit me.
And I would definitely.
Always wanted to visit France.
There's a lot of places I would love to see.
Actually,
Yeah, but I can definitely help you with anything if you want to know my country. If you come to
It's
visit.
not
And I can
really.
come visit someday to America and you can help me.
Cool.
If you come to New York, I need to tell you places to avoid for your safety.
Yeah, let's.
I know
hang on. Hang on. I know the first spot in New York to avoid. New York, period. Just get back on the plane and get onto it. Go to another place.
Is that place you live more safer than New York?
Yeah, it is a safe neighborhood where I am. But like
No, I'm
in
talking about
Manhattan, there's
Earth.
some.
Is your place safer than New York?
I live in the wilderness, dude.
Okay. I would like to say this. Okay, Texas isn't that bad, but over here, cause like, our city is like the 9th largest city, so that's very interesting. But there are a couple ghetto places in our city. Hey, to be honest, I technically grew up in the ghetto. I was technically born in the ghetto. But I never really lived in a ghetto. It was a ghetto-ass
It's
hospital.
gonna fly over here. That's not gonna fly over here.
Whatever you
Just
do,
don't
whatever
say
you
it, period.
do,
the trailer park.
whatever you do, if you come into JFK, just run to your next terminal and get on your plane and get the hell out of JFK. And if Sonic meets you at the airport, drag his ass with you.
What?
What?
I'm to a trailer park, so.
You know what's sad about our city?
What's that?
There were a lot of shootings, I swear. So we had a JFK shooting. Then we had like another shooting. Like there were so many people died because of shooting. JFK, I think there was another rapper that got shot here in the leg. like I want to say a month ago, another rapper got shot here, like like years ago, and he's dead. Like that's how. Yeah. No. Wait. Did Tupac?
You did get.
No. Oh, I'm stupid.
No, it's okay.
Just no one
you're
found
fine.
out who did it. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're
But yeah.
good. Just no one found out who
You
did
know
it.
You know what's very interesting? Because
That
every
happened in the 90s.
every year in elementary school, and I still kind of visit this every year, and I mean, but every year, pre-K all the way to 5th grade of our last year, we would always visit the JFK area where John F. Kennedy got shot, because he got shot here in our city. So it's always so interesting on like how it happened at the exact moment. Like if you come to our area and if you visit the area where JFK got shot, you can literally see like they have an X where was the shot. So there's like 2 X's in different areas where the areas he got shot. And then you can see the building that the person was at in the area that he was shot at. So it's cool, but then again kind of freak or like scary that like a president got shot here and died here.
Oh, it's president.
It's kind of scary, but then again it's like wow.
Do you live in Austin?
No, it's Dallas.
Ah.
Yeah, that's where JFK got shot in Dallas.
Dallas, yeah. You wanna hear my story? What happened? But it happened like in the 80s.
Sure.
Yeah, what happened?
It was in the city where I live. We had like I think it's premier minister. I have no idea. We have some who run it. We have kings and queens, but they're more like the mascot. But we have premier minister. It happened that one guy he was walking on his home, I think, if I remember. And then it happened that when he was walking, somebody shot him during the street.
Jeez.
And then when he was arriving to the hospital, he died. And it happened that when you go to that place, it's a memory to that premier minister who died. Yes. It's a memory lane if you go to that. It's like they say, this is here he lies and everything. And I've been there. You can go to the train and see how he shot. I'm like, damn.
Well, I'm just good enough to say that in the tiny town that I live in, we really don't have problems like that. The worst we have is a bunch of drunken, drugged out morons with problems with running over kids. And if you got the money, you can obviously get away with it, but...
It was a few problems, I think. Hell, even the whole, the whole thing that happened in Paris, the whole bombing thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you know what I loved about that?
Yeah?
I loved when they got bombed, they stepped up and said, "Oh, hell no," and sent planes over there and lit them assholes up. They didn't even ask anybody. They just went, "No, you know what? You want to attack us? Here we go." Flew the planes in several nights in a row and laid waste on them guys. Why can't we do that shit? We're a whole country full of bleeding heart assholes. We can't do that to all the innocent people.
The sad thing is like we almost had it in my country, but it was just a truck who was driving and it killed like 5 people. But it was like that was scary. It was during when people buy clothes, a store, and that was what the truck crashed. It was like a failed bomb, but it was still scary. I'm like, whoa, that happened to me.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
That's
that.
like the first terrorized thing that happened. No, I don't know. No, but I remember the whole Paris thing was nice, and then it happened in another country, and then in my country, like, whoa, and that was just scary. And then I remember everyone was there in the ceremony, like holding hands, flowers, singing memory. I'm like, damn, that was the first time people was united, like not afraid.
I remember when I was living in
I had in the
I think it was
cathedral.
Oklahoma at the time,
Notre Dame.
and we were watching the news because the town in Texas that I ended up growing in, they actually had like a full-on like basically biker war breakout in a Twin Peaks, and several people were shot and were being held hostage in the actual restaurant and shit. So like stuff like that's always just, I don't know, it never seems like it, you know, could happen, you know, in the places that you frequent. It does happen, and I don't know. I'm of the personal opinion that, you know, I'm a cursor on the believing heart. You know, when it came to, you know, our selections for president and all that fun stuff, which I didn't like any of them. I was just gonna say that, but you know, some of the things that I really kind of respected while, you know, the Big Orange was still in office was the fact that when it came to the safety of the American people, he put that first. Like, I remember in one of his State of the Addresses, what was it he said? Basically, they had an attack on a U.S. consulate in either Iran or Iraq, I do believe, and he's, you know, had a mission put in place in order to, you know, to basically protect our soldiers and, you know, fight back. And it was a, you know, you attack our people, you forfeit your life. Like, we live in a day and age where people aren't going to stop or think twice about pointing a gun at you, or, you know, robbing you, doing whatever they want just because it's what they need to do at the time. So I don't know why we still act like, you know, I don't know why we still act like we live in a day and age where Mayberry is still a thing. Like, you can't even let your kids go outside to play without having them snatched out of your yard. Or, you know, these are real genuine fears that, you know, people would be well due to pay attention to. It's like they don't want to believe that anything bad will ever happen. It's like humanity just takes this huge, like, it's like we're all purposely blinding ourselves to the fact that there is dangerous and ridiculous shit going on and consequences for our actions. And it just, I don't know, it's like humanity just doesn't want to see it.
No, they'd rather turn a blind eye to it.
Shame, actually. Yeah, because, oh God forbid, we, you know, point out the fact that people are not inherently good anymore, if they ever were at all.
It's a whole trust issue thing now.
Oh, we could start.
Nobody trusts anybody.
I don't trust them. What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, you trust me, because I'm awesome. I'm an exception to the rules, because I would say...
No more.
What? You don't trust me no more? I'm gonna sad moments.
I do. You're the exception to the rules, but, like, I mean, just like in everyday public, going out.
Oh yeah.
Having the kids out. I just don't. I don't take the risk anymore, because it's not only because, you know, we have this pandemic or whatever they want to call it nowadays. But, you know, just because people in general are redonkulous.
They are.
Yeah. I think they say that in your lifetime, you actually, what was the numbers? I think they say that in your lifetime, on average, you walk by at least 8 or 9 serial killers.
Comforting thought right there, isn't it?
How many houses do you think you walk by in a neighborhood when you go on your morning walk with your puppy dog or whatever you may be doing? How many houses do you look at, and how many numbers do you think it is that, you know, those houses potentially have somebody that's been kidnapped or somebody being kept in a basement and tortured? Like,
It's not something you tend to think about.
people are evil, and I don't like running the risk anymore. Because honestly, some of the most influential, some of the most enigmatic, some of the most verbose and attractive people have been the most evil. Like, it's just insane to me. Yeah, actually,
But you say never meet your heroes.
Huh?
I thought they do say don't never meet your heroes.
No, don't ever meet your heroes. No, actually, don't have heroes. Be your own hero. For real.
Exactly. Bless you. Bless you. There it is. Third time's a charm.
I apologize, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Aren't we all?
Oh my god.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I watched this documentary on well, I like watching serial killer documentaries nowadays because, you know, fucking weird.
Yes.
But I watched one here recently on John Casey. And you know, by the time that they actually went to arrest him, he had been not only a husband, a father, all that fun stuff. He'd been an upstanding member of his community. He was well known for dressing up as a clown and going to the local kids' parties, like birthday parties and stuff like that, entertaining the kids, giving back to charity, taking care of his neighbors, being the guy that you could call. And this man had how many bodies buried underneath his house? Like, it took, officers coming in the stench of death when one of them went to the restroom for them to even to find anything on him. Like, it's weird and it's kind of, shameful to think about. Some of the best people are just...
Oh, the sirens are going off in the background.
Something entirely different. Oh, yay.
Oh. Yay.
Yay, the sirens! They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho yee.
Are we going for another stay in a padded cell?
I love a padded cell. They give me a hug me. They give me an I love me jacket and happy pills. Dude, your mic.
Hey, do you think they could get my helmet, do you think they could bedazzle it this time?
Yes.
Whatever. Organizing inventory here.
Oh, come on. It's just...
This is too
He's
hard.
a mile long.
57 billion? 57 billion light years? Oh, come on. It's just 57 billion light years.
Come on, this is space we're talking. Space is huge, man. Space is huge.
Yeah, Shenron's only a mile long, but it's still no.
Does Shenron have any other legs other than those four?
No.
Because
Chinese wingless snakes. That's what they are.
what does he do other than... Well, yeah, I know that, and especially from Chinese lore, but what the fuck does he do? Just sit around and exist for eons?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck you gonna move that tail? Like, seriously, you might as well have not drawn legs on him.
General's only a mile long.
Yeah, he's only a mile long. Oh my god, just a mile.
But when you think about a mile, that's how many? I don't even want to think about it. It's over 1,000.